Good morning, YouTube, BookTube. This is Johnny. Today is May the 26th, 2024. We are coming to the end of May, going into June, the summer months. It is a Sunday here in Southwest Michigan. And I am going to make a video. I think it was a couple of weeks ago, my wife and we went to a library used book sale in Hudsonville, which is just east of us, not that far. And I think I mentioned that. And then after we went to that library used book sale, we went to Grand Rapids, we went to Trader Joe's, we went to Reformation Heritage Books. I showed you those books, but I don't think I showed you the books I got at the Hudsonville Library. Well, it's not called, what's the library called? It's called, let me see what that library is called. These are all, I think these are library withdrawals. Let me see if I can find the name of the library. So yeah, we went there, and these are all donations. I think I got these. These are all kind of donations. Yeah, I don't. Here's one, maybe a library withdrawal. No. Well, these look like all donations, but they were at a library used book sale. So anyway, I got these books at the Hudsonville Library used book sale, and I thought I'd show them to you so I can put them away. First of all, this morning I'm writing in my paper diary. I'm on page 460 for the year 2024. Been reading for morning worship, predestination, and early modern Reformed theology. These are essays by Richard A. Muller. And I've been reading Ruined Sinners to Reclaim, Sin and Depravity, Historical, Biblical, Theological, and Pastoral Perspectives, edited by David Gibson and Jonathan Gibson. And I've been reading the essay in here titled, Whatever Remains is Horrible Deformity, Sin in Early Post-Reformation Theology, essay by Raymond A. Byker. So that's what I've been reading for this morning, writing in my diary. My wife and we're almost finished with the Acts of the Apostles in the New Testament, and then we'll be going into the Epistle to the Romans. So yeah, we went to the Hudsonville Library used book sale a couple weeks ago, and these are the books. I can't pronounce all these names. You have to forgive me. You watch my videos, you know I cannot pronunciate. I don't have a golden tongue. But I picked up this biography of Saladin in his time by P.H. Newby. He was born in Pennsylvania. He was born in Mesopotamia in 1137. He did not come from a royal family, nor was he a member of the ruling class. He was a Kurd whose family came from the village in Armenia and Kurds were considered a difficult people by respectable Arabs and Persians. He was known as, in his contemporaries, as al-Makek al-Nashr Salah. I can't pronounce the whole name. The Crusaders turned his name into Sudan. Jerusalem had fallen in 1099, the Latin kingdom founded on Christmas Day. All the following year lasted until Sudan destroyed King Giles' army at the Horns of Hattin in 1187. The Third Crusade, led by Richard I of England, better known as Richard the Lionhearted, was launched in 1189 to recover the Holy City. Thus, it was Richard and Saladin met in the conflict that was to be celebrated in late romances. Although the Crusaders failed in their purpose, Richard gained Saladin's lifelong respect as a worthy opponent. Saladin, moreover, was more than just a warrior. He was a builder, a patron of literature and learning, an able theologian to dispute in his own rights. Anyway, this is a biography of him. Then I picked up a biography on Daniel Webster and the Trial of American Nationalism, 1843 to 1852, by Robert F. Danzel Jr. I collect American biography. I like to read American history by biography. I'm an American. I like American history, and I like reading American history through biographies. That's why I picked this one up. Picked up a book. She wrote the book Sheridan Crossroads. She wrote, her name was Helene Hanff, Duchess of Bloomsbury Street. This is a book I picked up on Bloomsbury Street there in London. A History of the Byzantium by John Julius Norwich, based on the great 3-volume work. So this is an abridgment of a 3-volume work. I showed you other books by John Julius Norwich. I collect his writings, and I found this at the library used book sale. Yeah, he wrote a very famous 3-volume history of the Byzantine, the first volume, Byzantine, the early centuries, Byzantine, the Apology, Byzantine, the Decline and Fall. He's written travel books on Mount Athos. I have his book, The History of Venice. I just showed you that one. I have his memoirs. So I got this at that library used book sale. This is a short history of the Agrarian Revolt in America, the Populist movement by Lawrence Gott. I never heard of the Agrarian Revolt. I heard of the Populist movement, and I like reading about American history, and I never heard of the Agrarian Revolt. So I picked this up at the library used book sale. This is a memoir by Leonora Carrington, The House of Fear and Notes from Down Below. She was a very famous surrealist painter. This is her memoirs. She was married to Max Ernst, who was a surrealist painter also. The New York Review has published this. The New York Review. This is a famous black writer, Chesterford Himes, A Life by James Sallis. I have down below in my lower level, I have a crime novel by him. He wrote these crime novels called the Harlem Cycle, the crime stories featuring Coffin Ed Johnson and Grave Digger Jones, which I have down below, but this is a biography on him. He lived from, let's say here, it doesn't put down the years of his life. Chester Himes' novels and memoirs represent one of the most important bodies of work by any American writer, but he is best known for the Harlem Cycle, crime stories featuring Coffin Ed Johnson, Grave Digger Jones. His writings made him a major figure in Europe, but it is only recently that his talents have been acknowledged in the country that spurned him most of his life. Yeah, and then I picked up a biography on the sculptor Rodin, a biography by Frederick V. Crunfeld. Augustus Rodin was not only the greatest sculptor, but also one of the most remarkable personalities of modern times. So I picked this up. I collect biographies on poets and painters and sculptors and American presidents and writers, things like that. So I picked this one up at the library used book sale. Picked up this biography on Robert E. Lee. I collect biographies on Ulysses Grant, but I didn't have any biographies on Robert E. Lee, so I picked this one up. Lee by Douglas Southall Freeman. This is an abridgment by Richard Harwell of the Pulitzer Prize winning 4-volume biography on Robert E. Lee. So this is just an abridgment I picked up. And then I picked up this biography on Albrecht Durer, a biography. He's a very famous engraver by Jane Campbell Hutchison. Yeah, you've seen his engravings over the... I don't see any illustrations of his engravings. But I picked this biography up. And then I picked up another biography on Nelson Algren, A Life on the Wild Side by Bettina Drew. I have a couple of his novels downstairs. I also have this biography on Nelson Algren in paperback down below in the lower level. But he, I don't think he's really a known writer, but he wrote a very famous novel called The Golden Arm, which was made into a movie. And yeah, I wrote The Man with the Golden Arm. But yeah, I've been reading this a little bit at night before I go to bed because it's right by my table down there below in the lower level. So those are some of the things I didn't bring up. I have a list here. Some I didn't show. I had The Story of a New Name, a novel by Edna I can't remember. And what else I didn't show here? Dictation and Short Stories by Cynthia Ozick. I didn't show. So those are the ones I got at the library used book sale. I can put these away now. Yeah, I collect biographies, American persons in American history. Daniel Webster. So I picked that up. So that's it. That's the library used book. Kel got books too at the library used book sale. All the books that we got there came for $20. You can't go wrong for $20. And so I'll put these away, put them in different stacks, and then I'll go on to something else. Yeah, I'll show you the books I got at the Blue Stockings bookshop, $1 bag sale. I still got those I gotta show. I got 2 bags of books. I'll show those in a future video. So I don't think I've been reading out of it is this thing here. I've been reading that. These I'll just put away. Put this in my Civil War collection. And I'll put Chester Himes with his crime novels. And I have Dante, I have Durer's sketchings of Dante's Inferno he also did illustrations for a Bible, I think I have, down below. I like to find this complete 3-volume history of the Byzantium by John Julius Norwich. So that's it. Not much else to show. Like I said, I've just been reading Ruined Sinners to Reclaim this morning and reading Predestination, Early Modern Reformed Theology. I have a book coming in the mail this week, and I ordered some books last night, some poetry books. I ordered the collected poems of Barbara Guess, who was a poet in New York City at the time of Frank O'Hare. And I ordered that last night. That's about it. I don't have anything going on this week. I've been feeling kind of anxious. I keep feeling that something's going to go wrong. But I don't really know what. I don't know what it is. Just a sense of foreboding, sense of dread, sense that maybe it's the news, maybe all those things going on in the world, start pressing on me. So I hope you had a good reading weekend. Thank you for the comments. Yeah, we're coming to the end of May 2024. We're going into June. I don't really have anything going on at all, which I'm kind of thankful for, considering we live in a world that's going nuts. And I might do a Monday reads tomorrow. I read slow. I don't believe in rushing through reading a book. Like when I'm reading, I'm always writing at the same time I'm reading, and I like to read and to think about what I'm reading and to reflect on, and I do research and I look things up on the internet, and I look books up and I go downstairs and look at other books. And so I read slowly because I'm in no rush. So, and like I told you, I always read my Christian books until 12 or 1 o'clock, and sometimes I read them into the early afternoon hours. So I hope you had a good reading weekend. You have a good new reading week. Hope you had a good reading month in the month of May. That you have a good reading month June. I might do a June, what I'm going to read in June 2024. I might do that. I'm not really sure. I'm a mood reader, and I read a lot of books at the same time. I'm reading probably 20 books, and I read here and there, whatever I'm in the mood to read. But I love to read. I'm not really concerned about finishing things. I just like the activity of reading and putting myself in other worlds and escaping from my own little narrow narrative. So I'll close to read my Christian books, write in my diary, go through the day, pray, seek the Lord while he may be found. So once again, thank you for subscribing. Thank you for the new subscribers. Thank you for the comments. To pray you're all doing well. And may the Lord bless. Until next time, bye.